date back more than 5,000 years. We learn of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental pastimes in the holy city of Vrindavan. Devaki and her husband Vasudeva, both great devotees of the Lord, wanted the Lord to be their son. To fulfill their pure desire, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared before them in his majestic four-armed form. Then, at his parents' request, the Lord appeared as an ordinary child. As Krishna grew up, Vrindavan saw many of his most extraordinary pastimes. Once, Kamsa sent a mystic whirlwind yogi to kidnap him. But Krishna choked the yogi and caused his death. Though he looked just like an ordinary child, the Supreme Lord could do anything. And to this day, the land of Vrindavan is Krishna's transcendental home. Vrindavan's oldest temple, Madan Mohan, was built in the 16th century. It overlooks the 6-mile path that encompasses the town. Krishna's devotees feel his presence in Vrindavan, and for them, there is no place more sacred. Krishna is especially remembered in his temples, and no less than 5,000 temples decorate Vrindavan's streets and lanes. Here we see Krishna easily lifting Govardhan Hill and holding it up like a giant umbrella to protect the townspeople from a torrential rain. One new temple of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness attracts people from both India and abroad. Gradually, Vrindavan is becoming world famous, and this center welcomes people of all nationalities. Here, one can learn the science of devotional service to Krishna. Modern accommodations are provided in the International Guest House. In the classic tradition, devotees worship Krishna and his elder brother Balaram. By his personal example, Krishna taught that the ideal life is a simple one. The people fulfill their needs not with complex technology, but with the land's natural gifts. Each day, the cows wander to one of Vrindavan's 12 forests. Krishna's activities 5,000 years ago were almost lost to memory until Lord Krishna himself returned to Vrindavan only 500 years ago, this time disguised as a great devotee, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Absorbed in ecstatic love, Lord Chaitanya wandered through Vrindavan's forests and recalled Krishna's pastimes. Everywhere he looked, he remembered Krishna. Lord Chaitanya spotted the Yamuna River. Many years before, Vasudeva had carried Krishna across this river to the home of Nanda Maharaj in Nandagram, and it was here that Krishna grew up. Here at Chirgat, Krishna once teased the cowherd girls by climbing into a tree with their clothing. Lord Chaitanya worshipped this place as pilgrims do even today. Radha Kund, the most glorious of all holy places, was just a small pond until Lord Chaitanya rediscovered it. On these banks, Krishna danced with his eternal consort, Srimati Radharani. In the evenings beneath this tamarind tree, Lord Chaitanya felt Krishna's presence by quietly chanting his holy names. His footprints show where he sat and enjoyed the beauty of the Yamuna River. The holy sites in Vrindavan were re-established as places of worship in the 16th century by Lord Chaitanya's foremost disciples, the 6 Goswamis. In the courtyard of Radha Damodar Temple, the Goswamis sat together to study and discuss the science of Krishna consciousness. Their realizations filled volumes, and they established temples to house the deity of Krishna, the transcendental flute-playing cowherd boy of Vrindavan.
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radhe. Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Sanataner Pran Dhanna hai. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radhe. Jiv Goswami da Pran Dhanna hai. Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radhe. Radha.
When the founder of this temple, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, desired a deity to worship, Krishna manifested himself in his transcendental form known as Radha Raman. And today the Lord is still being worshipped with great pomp.
Jaya Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana, Radha.
Devotees of the Lord tried to detach themselves from material affairs and absorb their minds in spiritual life. And for those who are serious and sincere, Vrindavan is the ideal place. The transcendental exchange between Krishna and his devotee is tangible and real, but for non-devotees, it remains a mystery. In ancient India's Vedic literatures, a great devotee prays, "I worship Krishna, the primeval Lord, whose figure of beauty is tinged with the hue of rain-filled clouds, and who always revels in pastimes of love. I worship Krishna, who lives eternally in Vrindavan, where all speech is song and all walking is dancing. Vrindavan, the supreme abode, is known only to a very few, but is within the reach of everyone."
Saki Pari Jana Taray Ashta Dala